Just got back from Riki and the Flash, the Meryl Streep movie, or she's a woman stuck in the 80s, more or less. Yeah, I saw this, and I've been seeing the trailers a lot, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll see it, assuming there's nothing better playing, and The Gift was playing, but I basically flipped a coin on it. It was Riki and the Flash. It was a good movie. It was actually a very good movie. It had a lot of similarities to Danny Cullen, where he's this rocker, she's a rocker, straying from their family, reconcile in some way, so forth and so on, learning some basic parenting skills, so forth. Where this differs is I would honestly say I like this better than Danny Collins. I liked Danny Collins. I had some problems with it, but nothing major. And I have some minor issues with this, but again, nothing major. So, basically, the movie has Meryl Streep, who plays Linda... crap, what's her last name? I don't know. She goes by Riki, and her band's Riki and the Flash. And essentially, she's this woman who started the group, made an album at one point, but is stuck in the 80s. She never went anywhere. She plays for this house band in like their bar in California. And yeah, she works like as a cashier in like a Whole Foods kind of thing. I can't remember the name. It's like a food mart. And her daughter gets dumped by her husband. I thought it was her boyfriend or her fiance, but no, it's husband. And Kevin Kline's the father, and it's them trying to reconnect. It's a very well put together story. It's a smaller story than some of the other movies that come out this summer, but still a very it's definitely a well made film. Instead, the soundtrack's actually really good. Soundtrack kicks ass actually, and Meryl Streep's voice definitely lends to that. Hearing things like "Drift Away" done in her voice is definitely really cool to see, especially when you see some of the emotional moments that are playing out with that. There's many different scenes going on. And that being said, hearing like Bad Romance and Pink's coming out to what was the name of the song? Get this party started. Because Schmidt's like, we learn a new song because we want to keep a track with our younger our crowd and stuff like that. And it's the same people. A lot of them are like old, like probably saw their Grateful Dead in concert people. I've got an Elvis impersonator that sits there, got a guy in a wheelchair. They all know Riki and stuff like that. And it's her trying to be a mother and reconnect. And that didn't go well the first time around because her daughter, played by her real-life daughter, Mamie Gummer, poor girl. Not Mamie Gummer, the character. You can see she's just a complete freaking wreck. Just a wreck. And where is the second wife? What was her name? Oh, come on. You're here somewhere. Yeah, there is. Audra McDonald plays the second wife to Kevin Kline's Pete. There's some there's some really strings tugging moments in this for a couple of reasons. One, now this goes without saying, Meryl Streep gets nominated for everything because she's Meryl freaking Streep. Now, that being said, I'm not saying she's undeserving of being Meryl Streep and being nominated and winning those Academy Awards. Not at all. She's Meryl freaking Streep. But it's kind of gotten to the point now where we're kind of nominating her because she's Meryl Streep. Kind of like we nominate Tom Hanks because he's Tom freaking Hanks. And like Into the Woods, I didn't think she deserved to be I don't think she deserved to be nominated. It was a fine performance in Into the Woods. I just didn't think she deserved to be nominated. She didn't win, so that was not even a real point. Now, in terms of Best Actress this year so far, we still got a bunch of movies that come out, a bunch of award-winning, possibly level like Revenant and things like that. We'll see what the female leads in some of those movies are. Just going off of the movies I've seen this year, I can't think of a great many standout female roles. Now, granted, I know many movies have come out this year that I have not seen and are like very, very strong movies with very strong female performances. One of them in particular dealt with I have no idea the name of the movie, unfortunately, and I can't name a single actor or actress in it, but it deals with a woman who like inherits this like farm, and it's like a love triangle between people. So yeah, and I could tell right there that's got some Oscar caliber acting and motion and things like along those lines. That's got some Oscar caliber to it. Because I haven't seen any other stand-up performances, I would honestly say if she were to be nominated this year for Riki and the Flash, I wouldn't really complain about that, because maybe the performance as a whole is good, but there are a couple key moments in the movie where, damn, that's good acting. Damn, that is good acting. Just you see this woman who has just been so disconnected from her family so long, and her children kind of hate her, and some of them hate her, some of them are at least kind of. It's a very strange relationship. Very they're not close. But that you see her reaction, her just feeling just broken and just like, she's just scared to try to be a part of life because she knows she didn't want to go to the wedding that she got invited to after many years of not being invited to these kind of things. And because she was afraid she was going to mess something up. And then she gets talked to into doing it and things along those lines. And you just see the genuine joy in her face of the realization about these things. But you also see the scared woman when she's actually there. She just feels out of place and things along those lines. Other scenes, especially when she's talking with, which I want to get her name right again, Audra McDonald, who plays Maureen, the second wife, who was also really good. Not in there a lot, but really good. They have a conversation. You see in the trailer where she's standing there in a towel and she's sitting across from her. And it's an extremely realistic conversation and very heartfelt and breaking for Meryl Streep, because you can realize, because that was one of the scenes that I wouldn't say I complain about, but I'm siding slightly more with Meryl Streep in the first half of the conversation than I am with the second part of the conversation. It's very back and forth here because she's right and she's wrong. Because basically her daughter wasn't doing anything. She was laying about, wasn't getting dressed or anything. Her being there magically slowly brought her out of the slum. Now, she never called her mom. She just called her Linda, because strange. But she got her out of the house. She got her nails done, things along those lines. She just got her cleaned up. They went out for ice cream, which that went bad, unfortunately. And then at least that great scene, it's a really good scene in the bar where they confront the ex who's only got on there for one scene, and the new girlfriend. Who has stick figures of her dog and stuff on her car, and which leads to a really good line. It's she hates you, and she hates you. It's that maybe, and I have to live with that every day of my life. But you have to live with the pain you've caused, and that scene actually continues on. That's not just the full on line, but then she just goes you don't know how it is to just be in love or now just just break someone's heart, and you're just walking around, driving around with your freaking stick figures about your kid and your dog and whatever. It's I love the dog. Yeah, well now you got two dogs. Love. Good. That freaking everyone in the bar was just ooh, stick burn. I'm yeah, that was a nice burn. You see an actual relationship here. It was that's where in Danny Collins where I'll say that it was a little more played for the movie. And what I mean by that is the relationship, how it was kind of going back and forth. It was realistic how they were slowly reconnecting, and then it just falls apart. The end scene, well, I did like the end scene. I don't think there's anything wrong really with the end scene. It felt more just staying there, especially the end scene compared to this one. It felt more stereotypical Hollywood. It's just okay, this is how that's happening and things like that, despite the fact he's still being there for his son. And this, it actually felt more like a genuine relationship. And I think, again, that plays very strongly to the fact that it is Meryl Streep and her, and I'm going to keep go back and forth with these names because I was actually unaware of who her daughter was up until this film. So it made me Gummer, who, yeah, I can tell that's Meryl Streep's daughter just looking at her. And actually, both Meryl Streep's still a good-looking woman, and Mamie Gummer's a very good-looking woman. And the Flash, the minute I realized what I was looking at with the Flash, I'm yeah, these are good. This is a pretty damn good band. They're all guys in their 80s. They're 50s and 60s, including Rick Springfield, who plays Greg, her boyfriend at the time. And they have a few genuinely good moments together because she's very hard. She's not understanding why he's into her and stuff like that. And then when she breaks down on stage and they go back to him and have a conversation about this, he's very just genuine, honest, and realistic about this. It's not your job for your kids to love you. It's your job to love your kids. I cheated on my wife with a stripper. My kids hate me. And you even see him just starting to get emotional about this. But I love them so freaking much. Do you love your kids? Yeah, yeah, I do. And then, they reconcile and they're a couple, and it's actually really nice. The whole movie, it's paced really well. Kevin Kline, I should touch on Kevin Kline, is really good. He's that subtle Kevin Kline. He's not yelling. He's not over the top or anything like that. There's a scene with her smoking pot, and she's singing on the guitar. And there's a scene where you think maybe he's still into her, but that's more or less the weed talking. But it's more along the lines that, yes, there's parts of her he does still love. And you know, that's just the way that is. You know, when you have someone, even if it ends badly, there's probably you that probably still have some feelings for them in some capacity on some minute level. And it's more along the lines of, he doesn't even hate her. He just knows that it doesn't work. It didn't work, but he's still being gentlemanly and polite about it. And, you know, that's Kevin Kline is. Kevin Kline's still got those quirky Kevin Klineisms, and those are kind of cool and fun. A couple of things that I would say maybe I can't even say I didn't like. Just things that I noticed or I picked up on. Well, first off, the soundtrack's great. I mean, even hearing Bad Romance and This Party's Getting Started by Pink done in a rock version was actually pretty fun. They ended off with Bruce Springsteen, I believe, was actually no. They ended off with Bruce Springsteen in the end of the movie, but then there's the credit song being played. That's her original song. I can't remember the name of the song, and they said she was written by her. I'm certain it wasn't written by her. I think it was just a song. I can't remember It's like, on a cold run on a sunshiny day. I don't know the actual lyrics or anything. It was a nice song, very nice song. Especially when she was just doing acoustic on the guitar high. But, things touch. There's a scene where she's going on a plane and she's just going through the military, taking all this crap up toe ring and stuff. Why don't you just go for the pat down? Seriously, you know, you maybe haven't been on a plane since like '88, I think they said. Yeah, just go for the pat down. They'll pat you down. I mean, it's not that hard to do, as long as you're not carrying a weapon. The guy, Rick Springfield's trying to bring tequila on board. I can't bring liquids on board. Like, oh, well, there goes my wedding present. That was a cute line. The end felt almost like Dirty Dancing at one point, because she gives this toast, and I'm like, this is very genuine and heartfelt, but it's also awkward at the same time. Her band comes up on stage, and her son, who's getting married, is and that's the other thing. That's another thing I'll touch on in just a moment. But her son's getting married, and her fiance's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, oh no, it's starting to be ruined. But she's like, let's just do what we did, but do it towards music. It's too fast. And they start having fun, and then everyone starts having fun. But they show on two separate occasions this couple who's just sitting there kind of like, what is going on here? It's like, I'm too snooty and snobby to really go up there and shake my booty. But a lot of them come around and start dancing, including Kevin Kline's wife and all those things. And I'm just like, this does feel a bit Dirty Dancing-ish, but it's still really cool. It's a nice scene. It is. One of the other things that that I found that was I don't know when this movie is it supposed to be taking place last year, like 2014? Because their bassist actually passed away in 2014. Apparently, there was a tribute to it, but at the end of the film, they were all good performers, by the way. But I don't know if this is supposed to be in modern times, because they say that the band's been there since 2008 at that bar. They've been the house band since 2008. But I'm guessing it's supposed to be modern day. So why, when she says the line, talking about, you're going to find someone to marry, well, I would, but, a lot of all my country are men, and that's not really legal in most states. I'm like, you do realize that in 2015, we have now, I mean, granted, maybe when the movie was made at the time, obviously. So that's more than likely it, but just knowing where we are now, as opposed to when this movie was probably made about a year ago, that line just came off like, that comes off awkward now, actually. It's just like, in fact, if you think about the lines of where we are now, when this movie's coming out today, when we have gay marriage now legalized in all 50 states, it's kind of a very ignorant thing to say. It's like, oh, no, it's not legal. Yes, it is. But I get the fact the movie was probably made about a year ago when it wasn't legalized in all 50 states. That being said, you still go to a state it was legalized and get married. I don't see where the extreme issue is in that. I know that it's one of those things. It's a touchy subject still, because it's one of those things where you can get legalized in one state, but it's not recognized in another state, so forth and so on. But I don't buy that line, unfortunately. That line I don't buy. There's a couple of nitpicky things, but overall, there's nothing really wrong with this movie. It's a nice, smaller film to watch. And if you're looking for something that's more, and I wouldn't say family oriented, but definitely more genuine and heartfelt, it's going to give you a bit more emotion. It's going to be a bit of a family ensemble kind of thing. I'd definitely give this a recommendation. I would give this a solid 8.5, actually. I'd give this an 8.5. It's not a perfect film. A couple of the things I mentioned were like a little off-putting, but nothing serious. It's definitely not a 10 film, but it's, 10s. I didn't come out of this movie like, whoa, 10! No, I didn't come out of that. Again, what are the movies I gave 10s to this year? I think I gave Kingsman a 10. I gave Inside Out a 10. I gave Ex Machina a 10. Yeah, I don't think I gave more than maybe 3 or 4 10s this year, and I'm really struggling on the 4th 10 if I did give that one. So I technically gave Fast and Furious a 10 for entertainment value. Yeah, I don't know if I gave Mad Max a 10, but whatever. So, yeah, 8.5 for Riki and the Flash. Very enjoyable. I recommend it if you have any interest in seeing it. It's worth a sit. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So I could catch a movie tomorrow. I could catch it again, but I think I'm done for this week on the movies. Next week's going to be The Man from U.N.C.L.E., though, so that should be fun. And I'll have my vlog up for Rick and Morty episode 3 tomorrow. Sexual Assimilation is the name of the title. Apparently, Rick dated a being that assimilates others into it. I don't know. So that should be interesting. That should be fun. I always enjoy a good Rick and Morty. So see you next time.